Hey folks, welcome. Today on Clyde Shop, we take an old and nasty one of these and turn it into an old and slightly cleaner one of these. So we're going to take one of these Edelbrock 1477 rebuild kits and we're going to rebuild my Edelbrock 1405 600 CFM mechanical secondaries manual choke carburetor, which you just saw a little bit ago. This is post rebuild, but you'll get to see me take it apart and clean some of the stuff up and try to figure out what the heck I'm doing with that thing, because it's been probably 20 years, actually about 25 to 30 years since I've actually fooled with rebuilding a carburetor. So we'll dive in and try to figure out what I'm doing. I've already taken it outside and sprayed it down. I think at one point it was a polished carburetor, but as soon as I hit it with the old carburetor cleaner, it became a satin finish. So let's go ahead and take the top off and start disassembling this, at least get the screws out. I took a piece of masking tape and put it on the side of my work area over here so that I could take these little screws in small pieces and stick it to them, and hopefully they won't roll away quite as easy. So it looks like all the linkages are loose. Let's see if we can get him pulled off here. Oh yeah, totally normal. Smells a bit like paint thinner. So if you look down in here, there may be some debris down in the float bowls that needs to be cleaned out. But this one really didn't want to work at all, which is why I took it off of the truck. And so we got to clean that out. That is filthy. Just loosening up all the bolts for the boosters. Sand falling out of this thing. What a mess. Take the secondary boosters out. Whew, varnish. Smells horrible. Yeah, you can see it right there. Start on the bottom, scraping some of this gasket off of here. And dirt and crud, and corrosion, and just general filth. Just remember, be careful. This is aluminum, so it will scratch pretty easy. I'm gonna have to find a bucket of gas or something to soak this in. I don't have a parts washer. So one of the things I forgot to show you is the carburetor rebuilds, or the cleaning station out here for rebuilding. I've got this old crappy cooler with like a Foot Locker thing full of old nasty gas. That's for sale if you want it. Then I got the old trash can where I kind of clean stuff. You can see the dirt right there. So if you don't have this, you're not a professional. Well, I have this and I'm not a professional. Ooh. This is a royal mess. I'm gonna take this out and clean on it for a while. So we got the base kind of cleaned up. It's nowhere near finished, but I've got the passage and stuff mostly cleaned out. The accelerator pump, I finally got it to shoot some juice up out of there. But sometimes when the gaskets are dry, you can hit them with a little bit of like carb cleaner or something like that, kind of wetting them up a little bit, and they'll come out. Sometimes there's just a bunch of scrapage. Surprised this had not been tightened up to 1,000,000. Alright, so I got the top plate cleaned off, so I'm going to start reassembling it. I got the floats cleaned up, and they actually float. I floated them in some gas, so that was a good sign. And got the new jets, new needles and seats here. Go ahead and install these, and then maybe clean up some more stuff to get the floats installed, and that'll probably be all I get to today. So you get your needle and your seat, and they go together like that. You're gonna make sure you keep all your dirt and debris from where you cleaned it on the counter here to where you can put it back in the carburetor. I'm taking the gasket off of there to set the float height here in a minute, or actually tomorrow. So I got everything cleaned up, and I've installed the needle and seat on both sides and reinstalled the float bowls. I checked the float bowls to make sure that they actually floated, and they did, and they floated in gas. And now you're supposed to check to see whether they're at the right float height. So the first one, see that goes up underneath there. So I'm gonna have to do some adjusting on that. Let's check the other side. And this is a 7/16 drill bit, and I don't know that this has ever been into other than when it was made, so I'm not sure if anybody's adjusted those or not, so I'm gonna have to get the old needle nose pliers out and bend it up. Close enough for government work. So I want to start with the accelerator pump stuff up here in the front. Got a little check ball. I've already cleaned all these little passages out multiple times, but we'll just kind of shoot some more down there. Drop that down in there, and then your check ball weight goes in on top of it. And then you got your squirters, and I soaked these in gas last night, and then just kind of took the sprayer and a brush and brushed and sprayed and cleaned everything up a little bit. There's a gasket that you got to track down for this dude, and that's it right there. Just remember, these torque down to about 700 foot-pounds, so get your 3/4 inch drive torque wrench out and go to town on it. And then you want to match your gaskets up for the old boostigers. That ain't right. How about that? That ain't right either. That also ain't right. Maybe. Oh yeah, I forgot to show you the float bowls. The float bowls were horrible yesterday. That's about as good as I could get it. Some of that's oxidization, aluminum rust. That I just couldn't get out. That'd be my sister. And I use some of the long screws. To suck the primary boosters down. 2 or 3 daggum sizes here. So that's how that goes. This is your air door. So what happens is, like, as you hit the old gas pedal, it opens up the secondary butterflies, and then the air overcomes these counterweights to draw fuel in through there. And your boosters sit down in here on top, like so. And I took and I sprayed all these different passages and stuff. I used carb cleaner to spray and shoot it up in there and make sure that everything flows freely. And it does. So bottom line is this is better than it was yesterday at this time. I let this soak, the base and the all the parts. I let it soak overnight in some old gasoline that I had that I took out of a lawnmower that didn't run worth a crap. I added a whole can of Berryman's to about 4 gallons of that gas. Seemed to have done a pretty good job cleaning it up. I wouldn't run it in anything else, which is why I'm using it as a solvent. So the next thing are the jets, and I couldn't remember which was in front and which was the back. So on the old Edelbrock, you've got 100s on this one that go in the front and 95s that go in the back, or so the interweb says.
So good luck with that.
So one of the things I do, like when I'm putting something in like a jet or a screw in, I'm just using the screwdriver to put it in. I'll take it and I'll turn it backwards on the thread, and you'll feel the thread rise up and then seat, and then you can turn it in. You hear that click? I'll do it one more time, see if you can hear it. That right there. Then you turn it and suck him down in there.
Oh, the primaries. Ah!
So jet, divider, door, booster, pumpy. Take me old odd layer screws and stick those all the way in, and then 1/2, 1, 1/2, 2, 1/2, 1, 1/2, 2. Close enough for government work. So new plunger. It's a much better fit than the other one was. Let me take and knock some of this crap off. I may have forgotten to clean the accelerator pump. Floats work. The old step-up springs. Without step-up springs, they won't step up. Guess it's got to be lined up exactly right with the jet down in there, or it gets unhappy. That's on backwards. Yep. And that is a 1405 Edelbrock carburetor rebuilt. Oh wait. Now it's rebuilt. So if you like what you see here today, and I don't mean my glasses, I mean stuff like carburetors being rebuilt and engines being bodged and trucks being fixed, like and subscribe. Throw me a comment.